I've interacted with hundreds of people in my life, the old, the new, and even people my own age. I guarantee 80% of them genuinely wanted to write a book. But this one letter from me was the one that shaped my first book, and I'm going to tell you exactly how that is and how a simple action like a letter, which can take up to 2 minutes, can change your life and lives of many others forever. If you don't know me, I am Arnel Arcega. I'm an educator in being an author, writer, and making sure people read to stay more nuanced in the world we live in. I noticed in this past year, I've been doing so much effective work, and I want to share that out to the world. But to do that, and since I'm about to start my next book, I want you to follow me on my Instagram. You can check it out down in the description, and I will help you set up whatever book you are writing if you are interested in that field. For now, I want to explain a simple story about this letter from an old friend. When I wrote my first book half a year ago, I genuinely learned quite a lot. I have many ideas and information that I want to share to the world to not only profit on their writing skills, but to be able to write their first book with zero experience, and not only write one that you can absolutely finish, but a genuinely good one. And the thing that made my first book worked so well, both from readers of my friends and family, but also making me satisfied, is where the point it comes from. This letter that I've received many years ago comes from an old friend that I got really close to in middle school. She wrote a lot to me, but it was this specific letter that I wanted to share out to the world and explain how far I've come along, holding this letter 2 years now, and I'm genuinely so satisfied to see why I love the way it is. Now, obviously, this letter is pretty long, and it's mostly just about her yapping about me. But coming from an author who loves to write, who loves to educate the world, this is the reason why I wanted to share this story. She went on in this letter explaining how there's a lot of things she can't express, but she genuinely enjoys my company, and there's something so special that you can be just by being yourself in the space you are. Now, obviously, you can't be yourself the whole time. That's not the point I'm getting across. As an author, you need to make sure you write to every kind of criteria, whether it's your own personal story or the story you're trying to write. But when I look back at this letter all these years later, even though it's strange to keep a letter from a middle school friend I haven't seen in years, it made me write my first book for so many different reasons. And the importance of it, the importance of this letter and the purpose of why she wrote to me is simply to showcase the change that comes with it. It's been over half a year now since I finished writing my first book, and there's plenty of things I've learned in that time, and I feel so proud, happy to see just how far I've come along. Now, that isn't the whole purpose of a book, no, but the thing about this letter is just the sheer message that comes with it. The point of my first book, for those who have read it, and if you haven't, you can check it on the top link of the description, it's understanding how far people can change, whether it's in a week basis or in a month basis. The purpose of that message is why I wrote my first book and why I mainly dedicated it to her. I wanted to showcase that there's a lot of different ways we can see the world. And that lens of focusing on one specific message is what made my first book not only satisfying to me, but to so many people around me, even if it's free as a Google Doc. There's something so special about writing something that not only you know will change the world, but can be effective in making sure people focus to stay true to the path that they are on, and also, as the healthy writer I am, to not only improve their lives for the better that will affect their future, but continue evolving every single season. Let's break it down into a simple point. You want to write a book, and you see that this letter, there's some mysterious aspect that comes with it when it comes to writing my first book. But in all actuality, it's a simple letter from a friend I've got close with years ago. And it's important to understand that because there's so many people overcomplicating stories and how important they are. As I said at the start of this video, I've interacted with hundreds of people. There's people I've known who tried writing a story but couldn't finish. And there's people who never seems like the type, like my PE teacher, who genuinely tried writing his first book. I've had many people on Instagram explaining to me the importance of writing, and they showed me their own first drafts, which is great. That's an amazing first step as the author you're trying to become. But what made my first book so well and so effective was how I can improve that with not only myself, but with my audience. audience. The purpose of your first book and why this letter matters is the sheer simplicity of it all. You want to get down to the simplest message you can. And this can be done not even from someone else. Right now, set this up right now. You can write a letter to yourself, and in that time between yourself, just keep it away for several months and you will see the time that progresses. This is what you need to do to not only understand why I enjoy my first book as much as I do, but also see why we do the things we write. We write in the purpose that we want to tell a specific story, to showcase and express our emotions, as random as that sounds sometimes. It sounds loose and it sounds uncreative, but this is your first book. And as someone who's trying to discipline you to not only write effectively, but to write more, you need to not only set up the progress that will come in these next several months, but to do so in a timely manner. If you haven't checked out the video of how to write your first book, this would be a great emphasis to point on that. But if you come to this video knowing how important letters are for some reason, you can see how good first books are. I've always known that a first book is what we get across. It won't be the one that matters the most, but it will be the one that you've taken the time with. It will be the one that will get you to the level you are going to be at. I feel it in my chest that I'm going to be a successful author. I need to write many more books so I can educate the world around me, but to do that, I needed to write this first book. And this letter, not only finding why someone wrote to me, but the importance of how my connections around the world will improve, will guarantee the best first book you could possibly have. First books come in many different forms. And going back to that metric I've had a while ago, many people don't write their first book out of sheer laziness or because they don't have the specialty to gain and get that attraction, which is what I'm trying to set up here. I'm trying to make sure we have enough people to not only see what authors can do, but the importance of books we read every single day. Some of these books have taken time and effort. We've written them for someone special or for a group of people, and we need to share this message out to the world. What you need to do now, take in this information and write that letter. This can be done either just by yourself or just get someone else to write a letter for you, whether that's your best friend, your parents, or just some sort of family. It sounds lucrative and it sounds complicated if you don't follow these steps. Have that letter, hide it somewhere you won't see it, and wait. You will naturally think about that letter eventually, but it takes a while to focus on what you need to get done. And watching this video this far in, I know that you're trying to be an author, or at least you're a simple, good writer. And to do that, you're at this level where you're pretty solid, but you need to go to an even higher level. And that's where I'm going to get you at. Follow my advice and continue watching from here. Understand why you want to write your book, to share this message, to share the same purpose that my middle school friend did, and just tell something so beautiful and simple that will not only guarantee why you write in the first place, but also why you want to share it to the world. What makes you deserving to be an author, and what will make you be at that level you can. When you're done watching this video, you can go check out the importance of my first book and also what you can do to write your first book right now. Until next time, keep on reading, keep on writing, and take care. Write that letter.